Hi, it's James Abila.
Hey, it's Roger Sanchez.
What's up? I'm Armin van Buuren.
Tom Middleton, Dave Seaman,
Fergie,
Steve Angelo,
Paul Wolford.
Hey guys, I'm Markus Schulz.
This is Goldie and you're in tune and you're listening to Djsounds.
Hi, this is Eddie Halliwell.
This is Tayo.
I'm Laid Back Luke.
Hi, this is Joachim Garraud and you are watching DJsound.com. Remember, the invasion has just begun.
Begin at the beginning.
You're listening to Dan Tait on the Pioneer DJ Sound Show on Ibiza Sonica.
People from all over the world.
And yes, welcome back to the Pioneer DJ Sound Show. And we're blessed this week to have one Markus Schulz in the studio. Now, Markus, how are you doing?
Fantastic. Sorry about being delayed coming in. A little bit of crazy weather here in London, so my flight was delayed. But I'm happy to be here. And wow, you guys got a really cool little studio and shop going on over here.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you for nice words about the Pioneer Lab we've got here down in Hoxton.
Yeah.
Now, crazy year. We're a couple of weeks before Christmas. America's Best DJ. Let's start there. I mean, what an accolade. I mean, that's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm so appreciative of the fans. First of all, dance music is blowing up in the United States. So the timing of this is like amazing because it is blowing up in the United States. But also, I think what's really cool about this whole thing is, I'm not one of those guys who had a hit record and then had to learn how to DJ to go out on tour. I started DJing a long time ago, and I'm a DJ at heart, and and then I started producing. So I one of the things that I've always strive to do is to kind of like make sure that through my platform is to let people know about the art of the DJing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not and make sure that doesn't get lost as dance music keeps blowing up, and these guys who with hit records suddenly have to go out on tour. I want people to kind of like understand and know that there's like a real art form here behind this scene.
Fantastic. I mean, I can tell that by the 6, 8, 10, 12-hour sets.
Yeah.
I mean, no one commits themselves to that kind of duration without kind of having a proper handle.
Yeah, and that's actually how I started. I started off as a resident DJ at a club, and every Friday and Saturday night I was doing her 7 or 8 hour sets, and that's how I kind of learned my craft. So whenever the ironic thing is, I started getting more and more popular, and my sets started getting smaller, really shorter, to the point
the frustration got even larger because you had so much to say. But
yeah, and so now we've kind of come full circle again, where I'm at a point where I'm able to ask promoters like, hey, listen, this might be a good time to do a solo set where I open up, I play, as the doors open, and then I play until the last person leaves. And to me, there's nothing cooler than like that first kick drum as the doors open. You know what I mean? And
you see the people running onto the dance floor.
It's funny because what I try and do is I try and like be more atmospheric at the beginning. There'll be a kick drum, but it's just like setting the tone, and like when last time I did my solo set at Ministry of Sound, it was like they came in the doors screaming, and I'm like, whoa, I got like 30 minutes, 45 minutes of like building here to do, and you guys are ready to rave right away. So I guess that's, like I said, that's the whole thing about the art of the DJing, and I'm very patient, so when I do see that, it's like I acknowledge them, but I try and stay stay the course. It's like build it up, start deep, and
Yeah, you need to
build.
play in waves, and you want to go old, and then you want to bring it back again.
What I do is when I do the long sets, I program it like 3 DJs. Like I program an opening set, like an opening DJ, and then I do my peak hour, you know, all the hits and all the stuff that people expect to hear me do, and then you know, I get into the after hours part, and the after hours part is a little more druggy, a little more trippy, a little more weird, you know, and it's a lot of fun, and I'm the cool thing is it's not like I look at the clock and go, wow, I got 8 hours to go. I look at the clock and I go, wow, okay, I got like 1 hour before I go into my peak anthems or my peak hour set. Oh, I got another hour and a half before I get into my after hours. So I'm constantly looking forward to like
you're,
the next,
you're kind of thinking
step.
like a couple of tracks ahead, but then also kind of 30 minutes.
Yes, exactly. So and it's cool because you can really spread your wings when you're doing that, and really surprise people, because there's stuff that I'll play in the after hours part where people are like, what? Oh my God, you know?
Awesome. So, well, we haven't got a lot of time, but the album Scream, we've got to cover that at the start.
Well, you know, this artist album is a lot more diverse than any of the albums that I've ever done. One of the things is I play so many different types of clubs, so many different types of events, and so I thought that just having one album with one sound, you know, it doesn't really work when you're doing festivals, you're doing more commercial clubs, you're doing more after hours, long sets, whatever. So I wanted to have some diversity. So it doesn't matter if I'm playing in a more commercial club where the people maybe are not so knowledgeable, or in a city where they're not quite as trendy, or if I'm playing, you know, down the rabbit hole, you know. It doesn't matter. There's tracks on the album that I can play that are that fit the occasion. So you know, I don't know, I'm very proud of it. The fact
a couple of months, you know, after the launch, how does it feel now? You know, it's properly out in the ether.
Yeah, I think that people are understanding. Like at first, people were like, you know, what's going on here? There's like all these tracks, so many vocals, and it's like, you know, it was a balance between the vocals and the instrumentals. But I think people now kind of like settled in, have given it a fair listen, and now I think, you know, all the messages and all the comments that I'm getting are, you know, like, wow, this song is really growing on me, or wow, this is my, you know.
And that's a real testament to a great piece of music, that obviously you need that hook to begin with, like with an album, but then when it stands the test of time and people sort of give it time, and it's given room to breathe.
And I think people, you know, producers can get a little, you know, get nervous, because when the album first comes out, you know, the people that are the noisy ones are the ones who want the instant gratification. And you know,
exactly
it takes a while for it to really kind of seep in, and people to sometimes to understand it.
And also, people love sensationalism.
Yeah, right.
They love to say, like, you know, Marcus, oh, where have you gone, or what have you done, or what have you done with this track? You know, whereas I think that, you know, that's kind of, you know, I always get surprised when I see the kind of chart positions and how sort of revered certain albums are, and then how they did at the time when they first came out. Even like, you know, back to kind of like seminal rock albums, where it's like, you know,
Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. It was #1 for like years, but when it first came out, it was there wasn't a single hit on it. You know, it's the record label was probably freaking out, going, "Geez, we can't get a single one of these tracks on the radio." You know, but look at it; it's probably the greatest album ever recorded.
There you go.
Yep.
Well, let's hope the same for Scream, I'm sure.
Well, there's definitely, you know, the one thing about the album is, you know, doing so many diverse tracks. It's definitely made me, you know, hungry to get back into the studio, because, you know, when it's not like I did 12 tracks or 14 tracks and they're all the same style. It's like so many different styles, and each one kind of like, you know, I still have an itch to do all the different kinds, you know.
Awesome.
So yeah, and that's the cool thing, is like when you are a producer and you just finished an album, you know, a lot of guys will just like go into meltdown mode or hibernation mode for a couple of years to kind of recharge.
Yeah.
But when you just like, you finish the album and 3 months later you're like, oh my God, I'm like totally like stoked to get back in the studio.
So.
Yeah. Then you know, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we are seriously eating into your set, so we need to get you into the mix. Markus.
Let's go.
So this is Dan Tait here on the Pioneer DJ Sound Show. You're just about to check out Markus Schulz in the mix.
Follow the sun, the darkness all around. Is there anyone listening? I can't scream any I can't scream any louder. Follow the sun, the darkness all around. Is there anyone listening? I can't scream any louder. I wanna get lost with you. I wanna get lost. I wanna get lost.
So good to hear Jam and Spoon. For those that remember from the early 90s, you're checking out Markus Schulz in the mix here on the Pioneer DJ Sound Show.
Empty, dried out spaces in between. The land is broken, like my heart. Feels like the desert in need. Feels like the desert in need.
Wow.
I'm sweaty.
Markus Schulz, what a mix. I love these tech-savvy DJs. You say, I've got 5 minutes left, and the radio part of them just switches on, and they go, okay, I've got 5 minutes left, I'm going to end this perfectly. Rather than just like, oh yeah, I'll just leave that track running in the background. Markus, come round here.
Oh. That was actually quite fun.
Actually, why? Were you not expecting it to be?
Well, I mean, it's like DJing in your bedroom, but it kind of takes me back to the days when I was DJing in my bedroom, so a lot of fun.
Excellent. Amazing mix. So many bases covered there. I love the jam and spoon. Come on.
Yeah, that was a remake, a collaboration that Ferry Corsten and I did together, and it's doing quite the business right now. And anytime you can slip in a jam and spoon track into any set, it's always a good thing.
Awesome. Now, how many? We haven't got a lot of time, so we're going to squeeze it in.
Yeah.
Cold Harbour. Many releases.
Yeah.
Played
Coma,
in the mix.
Yeah, Coma is like a big champion on Cold Harbour right now. He's doing really well. Beat Service is on fire. Mr. Pitt is on fire. Groovin and Hosepian. The whole Cold Harbour crew doing really well, and we got some big things lined up in 2013.
Awesome. And today is a big day, isn't it? Because also you had a release, didn't you?
Yeah. Today was the World Tour compilation, which is took a track from every city that we did the World Tour in and mixed it together.
Oh wow!
So you get to hear like the crowds from all these different cities all like in one mix. It's quite cool.
Oh, amazing.
Cool concept, yeah.
Is that something that you're going to keep on going, or is that like a one-off? Or
No, we did it before a couple of years ago, and I liked it. That was my idea. I was like, you know what? I want to take one track from every World Tour episode that I did from all these different cities, and then mix it together with the crowd noise from each city, so that it's like it truly is like a global dance party, And we did it one time. I think what was it, 2000 and I forget what year it was. We released it, and we didn't really hype it or anything like that. And I was like, you know what, guys, I still believe in this concept. I think it's cool, and so we definitely wanted to. Yeah, we had to bring it back. So I want to do it again.
Excellent. I mean, just take it back kind of to the DJ concept. I think that there are so many ways now, aren't there, for you to play. There's the 12-hour sets.
Yeah.
There's 50-minute radio show mixes.
Yeah.
There's hour-long festival mixes. There's compilations, live compilations. I mean, as a label owner, as a DJ and stuff, kind of, where do you see it going? What do we need more of?
What do we need more of?
I think what do we need less of?
Yeah, no, I think that, one of the things that I wish was that it wouldn't go so fast. Because, back in the day, tracks had a much longer shelf life. But nowadays, it's like sometimes a track with YouTube, and I mean, I get messages all the time from people saying, oh my God, I've had this song on repeat for the last 2 days. I've listened to it maybe 100 times. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to be sick of it by the end of the week. Yeah. And it was only released on Monday, So, the tracks do go a lot faster. The shelf life is not quite as long. And I wish that was one of the things that we could change. But that being said, a true classic, a future classic is a future classic.
It sticks around.
It sticks around. So, there's a lot of disposable music out there, and people attach to it for maybe a week or two, and then it's gone. But
I mean, do you have that in mind when you're releasing or producing? I mean, there are certain people that I've heard that are basically like, I don't concentrate on making a big track anymore. I just almost see it like I'm a radio station, and people want to listen to me as an artist, and so I'm churning out tracks and compilations and stuff. Do you think?
Well, to be honest, no, I don't believe in that. I believe in you put your heart and your soul into it, because your music is going to live on, eternally on the internet. Maybe 200-300 years from now, people are going to go back and listen to your music, now we've become immortal with the internet, our music anyways, you know what I mean? So I think that it's what you put out there is has to represent you, and if you just want to crank out a track after 2 hours and have that represent you, then fine. But I'm kind of one of those guys who I go and every track I try and make it the best. As I'm working on it, without
You're
without
only
a
as
doubt.
good as your last performance.
Yeah, but
or
without a
you-
doubt, every track that I've ever worked on, as I'm working on it, I'm like, oh my God, this is the most amazing track I've ever done. I can't wait for people to hear it.
And,
you know,
and that's how it should be, really.
really, yeah.
You
You're
know,
right.
can you imagine, like, ringing out the guys in the office? Yeah, I've done a new track. Well, are you happy with it?
It's all right. It's all right.
okay. It's okay. But it will do.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I know that you.
No.
That,
It's like,
so.
without a doubt, I'm like calling people in the middle of the night, like, dude, you gotta hear this. Oh my God, you know? And then it's like in the morning time, I'll go and listen to it. And I'm like, oh, sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. But, you know, it's like, without a doubt, I'm always.
For every 10 of those, there's always.
Yeah.
I know. Now, Techie.
Okay.
Right, we just showed you the CDJ 2000 Nexus. You just played across 4 of them.
Yeah, you
for
know,
the mix.
it's funny because I don't have any of these in my studio yet, and the only place I've seen them is at gigs. So I haven't really been able to like get into them because it's hard to really kind of like experiment with them when you have thousands of people
Yeah, you
out
don't want
there,
to be
you
at
know.
a festival and be like,
Yeah, what's this button do? Exactly. So it was quite nice playing on them playing on them here and having a little tutorial of all the little hidden secrets that they have. So that was quite cool. And I think that still a little bit of getting used to. I had a little problem with the loop function a few times, but I think that I love the loop function, and because it's like I can texture my mixes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I've got the hi-hat going from this track, and if you pull the fader down, the hi-hat's gone, that frequency is gone.
Yeah.
So I want to keep the hi-hat going. So
you want to keep
loop
it rattling around in there.
Exactly,
and then
exactly.
And then
So-
you can be the boss, tell it when you want to
Exactly.
kind of fade it in.
Yeah.
and
So,
fade it out.
with vinyl back in the day, you could never do that. You know what I mean? You just when the hi-hat's gone, the hi-hat's gone. That's it. You know. So there was no texturizing unless you had 3 or 4 turntables, and even then it got messy. Let's be honest. You know, it's with vinyl, it drifted. No matter what, there's always, no matter how perfect you were, there's always 3 or 4 drop beats in any transition.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing 3 or 4. But this is great, and that's one of my favorite features.
Awesome. Well, unfortunately, we've run out of time. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you guys for having me.
And I must say, this isn't the first time that we tried to get Markus on the show, because you were making a video, weren't you, in Ibiza?
Yeah.
When we last tried.
We wanted to,
Were people running through the hills?
Well, the problem was, it's like, it was my last appearance in Ibiza, and the track isn't going to be out until like springtime, but you can't go in the middle of the winter to film a video in Ibiza, right? So you have to. So we had to film it, and because I was leaving the next day, we had to film it at that point. So scheduling conflict, but I'm very happy to be here.
glad that we can make it happen.
Yeah,
now.
me too.
It's a really big.
I
event,
promised you guys that I wanted to. So thank you guys for having me, and thanks for being patient. And I hope that maybe there's some people out there that were inspired a little bit.
Of course.
I know there's a lot of things, a lot more things you can do with this, and I look forward to the young kids out there figuring it out and kind of schooling me on some new stuff.
Awesome, Markus.
Cool.
Thanks so much.
All right, thank you.
This is Dan Tait here on the Pioneer DJ Sound Show. Thank you so much, Markus Schulz. What another amazing show. Just want to give another big thank you to all our listeners, viewers, for all your input regarding future guests. We've told their management we're going to snare them, we're going to bring them in. So sit tight, stay tuned. We're signing out. Goodbye.